It's great to have a former Deputy Commanding General of the 82nd Airborne Division before the committee, so thank you for your service, especially in North Carolina. General Cavalli, I have a few questions I'd like to ask about our foreign military sales process, and I've asked these questions, similar questions of other geographic combatant commanders, and I'm hoping to finish this up with you. I'd appreciate, on the first part, just yes or no on each one, and then at the end, I'll have opportunity for you to expand, if you would. So is the current foreign military sales process, is it fast and flexible enough to meet our foreign partners' security needs in your area of responsibility?
No, Senator.
Does the transfer of U.S. defense articles build our partners' capacity to provide for their own defense?
Absolutely, Senator.
Does the FMS increase the interoperability between the U.S. military and those countries we sell defense articles to?
Absolutely, Senator. It's one of the most important aspects of our foreign military sales.
Thank you. Given the outstanding performance of U.S. defense systems in Ukraine versus the lackluster performance of Russian systems, are you seeing an increase in FMS requests from our European allies and partners?
Without a doubt, Senator, there is an enormous appetite around the world for U.S. armaments right now.
Thank you. And what particular systems are in demand right now?
Sir, the ones that have been on display, the HIMARS system, the Gimler's rockets, radar systems, the Patriot missile system is in high demand, but I would point out that just about all U.S. armaments are looked upon around the world with great desire. There's great appetite for them.
Thank you, General. And from your view, how are these FMS challenges impacting strategic competition with China and Russia on the European continent?
Well, sir, in Europe specifically, they don't impact too much because the Chinese and the Russians aren't selling too much war material inside Europe. Clearly not to NATO, for example. And in fact, our European allies, with our assistance, are in the process of divesting their Soviet-era stuff. However, as you may know, I used to be the commander of U.S. Army Europe and Africa. In places like Africa, it's very difficult for us to compete if it takes us a long time to deliver a set of Humvees to a nation. But it takes China, 6 months to put them on a boat and roll them in there. It gets hard to compete in that regard. So speed is, I think, your point. Speed in foreign military sales is an essential part of delivering the influence that we seek when we conduct those sales.
Thank you, General. General Van Ovost, in North Carolina, we couldn't be more proud of the Military Ocean Terminal Sunny Point, which I had a chance to visit recently, and the 596 Transportation Brigade, the unit who oversees it. In the past, there have been concerns about staffing and funding shortages at Sunny Point and the nation's other terminals. Can you please provide an update on those issues and what resources, if any, are needed to ensure these critical transportation nodes are prepared to support the nation's needs?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for visiting Matsu. It's a critical ammunition outload location for America. And so as we look at both Matsu and Matco in California, we are working closely with the Army and the Department of Defense to ensure that they have the resources they need so that we can protect and keep the capabilities there. As you probably know, infrastructure, I think about that, especially with contested logistics, that those would be, a point of interest for our aggressors to try to slow down. So from a cyber perspective, an infrastructure perspective, the berthing perspective, we want to make sure that they're working well. And the 596, I couldn't be prouder of the work that they have done to support General Cavoli and the outload to Ukraine. That's a really critical point for us. And their readiness, again, when I think about day-to-day readiness and readiness to the future, the number one thing you can do for us to ensure our readiness is to pass an on-time budget because that cedes both time and money to the enemy.
Thank you, General. Chairman, just a question. I didn't see the time reset. Do I have time for one more question? Thank you. General Van Ovost, do you have any concerns about cyber attacks that could slow down the flow of forces or material in crises or conflict? And if so, what's TRANSCOM doing about it?
Senator, cyber is one of the major concerns that we have because we have a large, what we call surface attack area across the logistics network from end to end. So we are looking very closely at cyber hardening practices, not just in the U.S., not just on the Department of Defense systems, but our civilian systems within the defense industrial base and with our allies and partners. So it is critical that we stay focused on that, and we have. The other thing is our ability to command and control. We must have secure command and control, secure communications, and updated cryptographic materials so that we can maintain a consistent flow of logistics at a time and place of our choosing.
Again, thank you both, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Blood. Senator Peters, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to both of you for your service to our country. General Cavoli, nowhere in the world is the power of our alliances clearly more evident